Post-traumatic stress disorder usually occurs after one experiences, of course, a traumatic event. Thereafter, they experience a lot of stress and other symptoms that can continue on for a full lifetime. I think the difficult and challenging part about any mental health diagnosis or PTSD in general is that it presents differently in each person. In general, it's a heightened sort of anxiety, stress that can have accompaniment with depression and other general mental health symptoms, but it really creates challenges in daily living. The stigma is definitely something very real, and it's definitely something that holds people back from wanting to talk about or address any mental health challenges that they have.
For my project, I called it "Are You Sure?", which is a question I get a lot. With it, I was trying to portray all the different assumptions that people have about me. When they get to know a little bit about me, they assume that they know everything about me. Like, I would say I'm from Kenya, but I've been here for 17 years, so I'm also from here. But people would be in a rush to cut me off on the last part, to be like, "Oh yeah, you're from Kenya. Okay, that makes sense." They'd be like, "No, I'm also from here."
Well, in my country where I grew up, we never talked about mental health. No one talked about it. So it was really hard when I came here, and then I struggled with it. Now it's probably more open than before just because of social media, but it still needs so much. We need so much resources, ways to talk about it, and then just educate them. So for my project, I decided to do like words represent like labels that we hear all the time, not only about like mental health, but also in our everyday lives, like weird or ugly. And I decided to put them on my face just because we hear them all the time. We hear labels, especially about mental health. I think society has associated labels with just weakness and embarrassment, which is not the truth. So I decided to put them on my face and represent them, and just put human, because we're all human, we're all the same. We have brains, we have hands, we think sometimes. So that's why I decided to do this project.
So I made the labels and I put them in the shape of a star. In the middle of the night, the stars are what like brights up everything. So the way that I use stars in my life is just realizing that even though people have all these assumptions that make me very, very frustrated, I also use those to make me a better person, so that I try to be more compassionate towards others and try not to have assumption towards others.
Okay. We have a drop, like a little dropper. If you want little drops, bloop, 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 bloop. Let's see what that looks like. You can take a brush, Jackson Pollock it, and throw the brush at it. You got the sponge.
Okay, I'll do the drop and the sponge.
Drop and the sponge. Okay.
Oh, babe, I know, thank you.
And the struggle is real.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the part where I splatter the paint, that signifies me releasing my frustration, just because when people make those assumptions during that time when I'm interacting with them, like, I feel very frustrated on the inside, but I can't express that on the outside because I feel like that gives people more of like, oh, that's what a black person is like. Oh, that's what a Muslim is like. And I don't want to give people, I don't want to make people's assumptions real. Like, I don't want to portray people's assumptions.